Jonathan Winters was a friend of mine, and I found him fascinating because he was so totally unpredictable and such a free spirit as far as his subject matter and his associations. You never knew who was going to be there. And you'd talk to Jonathan, and he'd become Maude Frickert. He became everything. Did in front of your eyes, Jonathan became different people. And I wanted to do a special with Jonathan Winters. And it was impossible to sell it because the network said, "What is it?" And I said, "Well, we'll know when we get there." But I was able to convince the network to do a Jonathan Winters special with Art Carney, who was much more controllable. So we sat down to do a show called Wild Winter's Night, and we had a reading of what was a pretty good script, as much script as you could have for Jonathan Winters. And we were all ready to tape it, and we found out that Kennedy had been shot. So everybody went to a different bar, and I mean, we were devastated. We couldn't control it. We couldn't deal with it. We couldn't, accept it. And so the next time we got together was a week later when we were supposed to be taping, but we'd been no rehearsal, not even a discussion of what we were going to do. In desperation, I sent the prop man down to the prop shop to pick up all the props he could find, and we put them on tables in the middle of the stage, and there was all of these just senseless props, all kinds of things. And I took Jonathan and Art Carney, and I said, "Now, just play while I make up a show." It was dangerous, and it was a little bit scary, but also exciting to realize that we were, in fact, television without a net. So we packed up the show, and we go to NBC, and they said, "Okay, we hear you guys had a really good time." I said, "We had a ball. Let me show you what we did." So I run this 1 hour of pandemonium, and the network laughed, everybody laughed, and they said, "Okay, what's the show?" And I said, "That's the show." They said, "What do you mean that's the show?" I said, "That's the show. It's a new kind of," they called comedy verte. And I remember they called, "Erwin, did you ever hear of comedy verte?" And Erwin, who was in the next room, wanted it to sound like he knew what we were doing. He said, yeah, it's big on the continent." Okay. What a delightful experience it was, though. A wild winter's night. If you get a chance, take a look at it.
Maude Frickert again. They let me out of the home. Ah, bless his heart, Mr. Teffelfinger. Tall man, he's too much. Big shoulders. I jumped on my motorcycle, ran through over the cemetery. Them little teenagers chopping at me. Little rubber-bladed knives tickling me in the face, but I give them a couple of... So much fun. I pulled the ear off a pussycat. But it was a phony one. Wouldn't want the ASPCA down on me. Oh, I've blown up a couple of birds, you know. They were bad birds anyway. They were taking things away from the chipmunks, and that ain't right. I put a big charge down one day. The little things come out of the sky down there. everywhere, just enough for a pillow for me. Oh. Well, we're going to have fun and cut loose. Sauce it up, jump it up, you name it. Throw popcorn at pussy willows, we don't care. Ride our motorcycles, a little... Johnny's coming right out now, so live it up. Remember, it's time to swing.
A Wild Winter's Night, presented by Elgin. 100 years young. Elgin watches. Elgin decorator clocks. Elgin diamonds. Elgin transistor radios. Watch Elgin. And by Scripto, makers of fine pens, mechanical pencils, and view lighters. Scripto, engineering with imagination.
The Lady Elgin, 17 jewels, 14-karat gold, 22 diamonds, $100. So lovely, you'll want it to be conspicuous. The Lord Elgin 25, 25 jewels, self-winding, $59.95. This Lord Elgin 25 has 25 jewels, 14-karat gold, $135. Lord Elgin, conspicuously masculine. Drop it. Drops of gold, 23 jewels, 14-karat gold, $59.95. And you must watch it very carefully. Wherever there's excitement, there's Elgin.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jonathan Winters.
Right, 6 years ago, if you want to know, I said Sandy. One little chatterbox is spinning over and over like some you see. It's an orphan, Annie. It's just something I always wanted to do. I'm sorry.
People are saying, what's he doing, Martha? He's making a fool of himself.
Oh, well. My name is Jonathan Winters, and I confess to this hour. Welcome to a warm... Did you know I'd say that? Why do I say that? Well, the tape is still rolling, right? Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And, welcome to a wild winter's night. We hope it will be just that. We've had an awful lot of fun putting this show together, and we hope that you'll enjoy this next hour. I've had as much as 5 minutes, 6, 7 minutes in the past as a guest star, but tonight, just to think I have an hour to play with. So we're going to play for you and with you and all around and just jump up and down and do a lot of crazy things. We hope most of all that you'll enjoy it. And along with me, to help me in this hour of fun and festivities, are the new Christie Minstrels and a great and dear old friend of mine, Mr. Art Carney.
Right, John, you get the feel of the stage? Lighting, the theatrical... give me a steel blue, a baby blue, magenta, a pen spot, something like that. You're lighting all right. Let's have it for the prop table out here. Wait a minute.
Artie, what are you going to do here?
Wait a minute, will you?
I've been waiting here.
Your lighting...
My lighting's perfect. Are you going to... Are you on your... I'm on.
I'll choose you. Are you on your mark?
I am.
Well, you're off it now. Now, wait a minute. I saw you on... What are you doing that for?
I bit my nails because I'm nervous.
Too bad. Nice chap. I saw you on the Andy Williams show. You were talking a little while ago about making guest appearance and so forth. And you did improvisation. How do you say that?
Improvisation.
Ah.
Improvisation.
Anyway, you can't do anything by mail. You've got to go for a fitting. So, here's what I'll try. You ready? First time play White Man Horn.
Artie,
You talk about your wisdom teeth. John, I want to ask you a musical question. Yes? Do you love a parade? The stamping of feet, the march of the drum, the carp of the halt.
The what of the carp of the hall?
You hear well?
The carp of the hall?
The carp of the halt.
Well, that one I didn't.
Do you love a parade?
Yes, I do.
Then you go to war.
I told you, General, to let me alone. I'll do it myself.
Artie,
And leave the driving to us. Like me, I'm going to make the Olympic scene.
Artie.
Artie. Say, those silly savages are all around us.
Artie, hold it.
Johnny.
What have you been doing?
Well, you asked me to show up on the show here and
Well, you did
have a little fun.
But you did the whole show.
The whole show?
Well, a good
Well,
show.
I'm just having a little fun, that's all.
We'll be back to Harry's Girls in just a moment. This is like the rehearsal for the 11th hour, isn't it?
Listen, be an Indian, be a beaver.
Silly savage. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I just came to wish you good luck, Johnny, on your show or your trip to the moon, whichever you plan first.
I'm taking both.
Are you taking
I'm
both?
taking both.
Well, he's an enormous talent, and what do you do? Plugging your reruns, Art? Are you doing it? How are you?
So nice thing. Jack and I are good friends. So, please. We live in Bronxville, and see, we know each other well. He knows Johnny, I know Johnny, he knows Johnny, we all know each other. So nice to see you, Jack. Let's hear it for Jack.
That was, I assume, Eileen Francis, is that? I want to wish you good luck, both of you, and I
What's the matter? You got something inside?
No.
How about this?
Listen, if you can work on that impersonation and do it a little better, I know where you can find work at NBC next year. Good night, Dave.
Don't worry, Johnny. Jack will be back. We'll be back. John, here's my bag. We'll be back. We'll be back.
When we made the first Scripto tilt tip pen, we thought we had it made. At last, the perfect pen. Then we took it apart and improved the perfect pen. We already had the most revolutionary idea in ballpoint pens, a tip that was angled. Then we added a larger ink supply, a new point protector, a more comfortable barrel, a handsome new chromium top, an expensive new jewelry look. All these improvements created the new Scripto tilt tip. But the point's the same, still tilted to your writing angle, so you can hold it more naturally and write smoothly and easily without bearing down. And the tilt tip skip-proof tungsten ball makes it write even more smoothly and easily. In fact, if the new Scripto tilt tip pen isn't the smoothest writing ballpoint pen you've ever owned, send it right back to Scripto, and we'll return your $1.98. The new Scripto tilt tip. At last, the perfect pen.
A little over a year ago, I made my first picture, Stanley Kramer's It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. Without a doubt, it was... Without a doubt, it was one of the biggest thrills of my life, and I'd like to show you a typical day in the shooting of this picture. We had an unusual way of taking lunch breaks. We'd kind of race each other to our cars. Here's Ethel Merman and, of course, Milton Berle and Sid Caesar, Edie Adams, Buddy Hackett, Mickey Rooney, myself, I drove this truck. And we took off, 90, 100 miles an hour, just to kind of shake up Stanley. I drove a little fast one day, and in driving this truck, I wasn't used to it, and I bumped Ethel from behind. And I'm sorry about that. And, of course, there was Dick Shawn and Terry Thomas and Melton, and they were passing their California driver's test. And, of course, the stunt people, they were great. They took Stanley's car one day, and, well, they drove it right off the side of the mountain. Great crowd pleaser. We lost about 24 cars that way. Me, I rode a bicycle. It was a little girl's bike. And those guys, by gosh, they passed me up all the time. Dorothy Provine, Terry, and Ethel. It's kind of sad, you know. I'd sort of counted on them picking me up because I was in trouble out there. It was about 120 in the sun. But I stuck with it. I rode that little bicycle. It's hot. Boy, it was hot. Well, Phil came along. He picked me up. So I carefully took the bike and placed it over there on the side of the road. Sure enough, he passed me out. I found that rather funny. Me, I kind of shook me up, and so I tried to get the bike back in shape. I'm not much of a mechanic. You can probably tell. I did the best I could. I didn't have any tools. I finally caught up with Phil, and I just had a couple of things I wanted to go over with him on the script. And I said, Phil, if you just listen to me. And so I got a hold of him finally, and I picked him up, and I took him around the car, and I said, now, Phil, there are just a couple of lines that you've got to get in your head. And I started hitting him with tires. This is one way of working out. And of course, Arnold Stank came along and hit me with a bottle. That was a real bottle, by the way. Oh, Melton and Terry were exchanging rings. And I decided they were starting to play for real. I told Arnold and I told Marvin that I said, that's the way you want to play. All right, well, we'll have a real go at it. And we just literally took over this gasoline station. And they started throwing drums. Went wild. They ran into their dressing rooms. And of course, I knocked on the door and told them I wanted to get in there. And then it began. Boy. Throwing stuff, we had a lot of fun. I threw him through this garage here. I realized what I'd done. I figured I better cut. So I saw a wrecker standing out there, and I figured, who needs it, you know? I'll just borrow it for a little while. I hadn't been checked out in this thing. I knocked over the water tower. This had definitely become a depressed area. Well, Phil was going to take a shortcut, and some kid told him that the water was shallow enough. But as you can see, it wasn't. That was Stanley Kramer waving there. And it was Paul Ford. And Mickey and Buddy, they picked up an airplane. And they were kidding around in that thing. And they went right through this sign. They decided they were late for lunch. So since they were late, they'd kind of scare the clowns that were having lunch. Well, we were out there, of course, in July, and we wanted to have a different July, so leave it to Sid Caesar and Edie Adams. They thought up a few funnies. Getting a cab was tough out there. Boy, it was tough. I hung on there for dear life. I'm not kidding. And we finally caught up with Spencer Tracy. he was going up to his dressing room. He had his clothes in this little thing, and so we ran after him. We loved to get him to sign autographs. So we chased him into this building and up the stairs, and, you know, he dropped 25 cents, and you've never seen people. Well, you talk about greed. They went after that quarter like it was going out of style. And we jumped on this fire escape, and it gave way. That was an unusual day. Edie and Dorothy and, of course, the fireman there. And the ladder gave way, and Sid went right through the building. Just wasn't one of Sid's days. Well, me, I fell in a vat of cement. And Milton, he went through a building. You might say it was sort of chow down for Dick Shawn, and Spence wasn't going to be outdone. He had a telephone wire, and he went into a pet shop. Right into the picture window. We decided then we'd return home to our homes, and most of us took a jet back. Some people had gambled in Vegas and lost their money, and so Sid had lost a little, and Edie too, and Ben Blue, so they went home by a Jenny. Phil just wouldn't listen. He took another shortcut. Then Milton and Terry exchanging rings again. Me, I was back on that bicycle. Took it all the way across the country, about 3,000 miles. Long way. Right here, I'd like to thank Stanley Kramer, our producer and director, a great man, a great human being, for giving us a few of those film clips for the show. And I'd like to pay a special tribute to him and all the talented stars who worked so hard to make this truly a great, great motion picture.
Hey, look at those! Elgin! Yeah! That's a beauty. This one'll make the boss flip. Ain't that one lovely, Melvin? Heaven, Cecil. Man, oh man. This one's great. Real special. Look at them sparkle. You take those, and I'll grab these. Let's go. How'd you make out? Great, boss. Look.
Elgin! Boy, this is real class. This one is a beaut. This one will make us a fortune. And this one, I'm going to give to Trixie. Say, I see you've got an Elgin, too.
I got mine from the chief.
Hey, come on, gang. Hold it down, will you? I gotta write a letter home. Dear Martha, the war is going well, except for these lousy, rotten quills. Oh, if I only had a decent pen that would write smoothly. I've used so many of the quills from the turkeys around here, they're all running around the camp naked.
George Washington.
Who, Lafayette, is that you? Are you here?
I am the voice of the future. I have come to show you a pen from the year 1964, the Scripto tilt-tip pen. It writes smoothly and easily, and you don't have to pull it out of a turkey either. It's got a skip-proof tungsten ball and an angled tip for even smoother writing. Scripto.
George, wake up! George, it's 2 days to your birthday, and I'm giving a brand new, smoother writing Scripto pen to you and all the men in your militia.
Why, Martha,
Here.
bless your heart. A new Scripto tilt-tip pen. Why, you must have read my mind.
It was a chicken. And, of course, an elephant throwing a young man against a mountain. This is a bug. Or a lizard. Eating a bug. Then you have a mongoose who's tired. Oh. Oh. Or a turtle. Right now you're saying, what in God's name is going on? But these are things I've always wanted to do. I could never do them as a child. I'm 38 years old. And I just wanted to make a complete fool out of myself. I think I'll prove it. Well, as you can see, these are some of the things we didn't plan, right? Well, Art Carney and I each have a table full of wigs here, and things, beards, and we're going to do little improvisation. So, will you go along with us? Artie?
Dad, do I have to go out and play baseball? I'd rather play the piano.
Let me tell you something, Billy. We don't live in a very fun neighborhood. Look what those kids did to my head. They pulled out most of my hair. I don't find your friends very funny. Listen, let me tell you something. That hair, can't you cut it a little?
You're my father. I got it from you.
You know, your mother had hair like that one. That's why I took her through the pass.
Oh, how sweet it is. I want to tell you something. Oh, tonight, this caterpillar won't stay on. I want to play some of my magical tunes through this unusual horn.
All right, where'd you hide my teddy bear?
I didn't hide your teddy bear. I killed it.
Mr. Winters, it's such a pleasure being on your show. We used to have so much fun on the Jack Parr show together.
How are things over in England?
Very good, thank you.
Is the situation changed a great deal?
Yes.
Have you ever
and
seen the
no.
Queen? Have you ever seen the Queen?
What?
What is she like?
She's a queen. But I just wanted to know one question. Why is everybody laughing so? I don't think it's particularly funny thing.
Being a queen?
Dad, do I have to go out and play baseball? I'd rather play the piano.
I feel kind of silly going out there with you. Oh, your mother kisses hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the Groundhog Hold. I got Mr. Groundhog here, and I'd like to ask him a couple of questions. Tell me, Mr. Groundhog, do you predict 6 miserable, lousy weeks of weather ahead of us or not?
I don't know anything about the weather, Jock. I can tell you this, it's a crummy hole I live in down there. It's rotten, it's damp, the missus is about the ugliest broad I have ever... Now my flute whistle, I shall play.
Oh, you still out there?
This growth has got to be cut out. There it is, San Francisco. I thought we'd never see it.
Santa Claus, don't make fun of me just because I'm a one-eared reindeer. My grandmother ran off with a wolf. Would you dance with me?
Do you mind this greasy kid stuff?
You did a wonderful job with the airplane, Wilbur. Now let's see if we can fly.
I flew the mail in, Captain, but it's all wet. You forgive me?
The mail's wet?
Yeah.
I couldn't care less.
I got nothing to left but a glass of water.
Look at my hair. It's just all over me. What am I going to do, Fred?
You want it full on
I
the
can't
sides?
go to the ball this way.
You're not going to the ball that way. Full on the sides and loose on top?
How about a nice muff?
Made
out of human hair.
Good.
Savages that I captured.
That's right.
Gave up from the National Geographic expedition.
Let's drink to the cat we put in appendix.
Elgin. You're so dynamic. How can anyone be 100 and do all the things you do? Elegant Lady Elgin watches with 22 diamonds set in 14-karat gold for only $100. Exquisite Lady Elgin diamond rings. And fabulous Elgin transistor radios. And I'm mad for those Elgin cordless decorator clocks. The man that wears this handsome Elgin date master, I'll spend time with him. But why do you keep me in suspense? I'm dying to see your new 14-karat gold watches, drops of gold. And this central timing thing you're doing for Project Apollo, must you help send all those men to the moon? Oh, you, Elgin.
Willard, I want to take a little blast before I drop that 4 in the side there. Combination off the 12, okay?
Well, I'm going to take a blast with you, Maude.
Okay, Tiger. Over the lips and through the gums. Look out, ribs. Here
Here I
Tiger, tiger everywhere. All right, sweetheart. Shape up. Let's go, Daddy. Ah, gee! Missed it.
Well, Maude, tonight's the night.
Somebody's at the door.
Cool it, Willard. Somebody is at the door. Who is it?
Your neighbor, Granny, open the door.
It's Tiger the Tempered. Listen, get it. All right, dearie. We'll be right there.
Easy.
All right, sweetheart.
Easy,
Oh! That's all right. They'll never notice it. We're coming, Agatha. We're coming. All right, let's get this on. All right,
Wait a minute.
What's the matter? Didn't you get that,
Will
Willard?
you pay attention to me? I said...
Come on, Willard, get it. I'll do it myself.
I'll change the pictures.
All right, change the pictures.
I don't like them.
All out. It's coming. Change him.
I think he's been changed.
You little devil. We're coming. We're coming.
We'll be right there.
Let's keep shouting now. We're coming, dear. We're coming.
Right there.
Get that stuff here, Willard. All right. It's the cat, Agatha. It's after the dog. You're all right. Willard's not. It's just kidding. Come on, Willard. Go on.
Wait a minute.
I'll cover that.
All right.
Go ahead, honey.
Wait a minute. I'm not as young as... Stop grabbing your tattoo. I can't move as fast as I used to, especially when it's uphill all the way.
Happy birthday, Granny. Happy birthday.
Agatha. Oh, let's see. I'll wish for a 22-year-old boy to chase me through the cemetery. I hope it catches me.
Let's hear it.
It don't seem to go out. No, take it, Agatha. Smoke's beginning. Do you take it, Willard?
I'm Willard. No, thank you.
I know you are. Well, that was very tough. Gosh, that cake's hard, eh? You little devil,
But the
Willard.
candles are out.
That was very touching, boys and girls. Excuse me while I shed a tear. I don't want to do it in front of you. Oh.
Look.
Just a little medicine. What did you bring me? All right. You live upstairs, don't you? The odd boy. Oh, bless your heart.
Oh.
Isn't that something? Ah, for my car. Keep it. Oh, and something off the old dead cow. Oh. Yeah, Bart passed away. Little strong. Hold on to the box there. Isn't that a novel gift?
That's a nice
To
gift.
play baseball. That's something for a person 100 years old.
You like baseball, Granny?
Huh?
You like baseball?
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah. Get his name.
Easy does it. Oh. If I were in the streets, Oh.
Say, Just think I can eat these and my face won't break out. After 100, you're in the clear. Oh, what's this? What's your name?
I'm the fellow who lives downstairs.
No. You fire the furnace, don't you? I've seen you. You're reading them little comic books. Oh, don't ever pull that on Granny again.
Happy birthday, Granny.
Thank you, honey. Yeah. Oh, hand grenade. That'll break the squirrels up, won't it? I love to feed them, then poof, they go out. What's this?
Oh, my.
Oh, a basketball. Hold on to my purse, will it? This is terrible. Isn't that clever, an old lady to bounce? Take it, Doctor.
Here's the picture for you, Granny.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh.
Now take that off. That's
Oh. My sister, I'm sorry.
She looks like...
My sister Emily.
Looks like she was alive.
Huh? Yes, Miss. You know what was under her hands? A dead mouse.
Close your eyes.
Sit down, Willie.
Granny, look, a bicycle.
Don't hurt, Granny. Now, this is a boy's bike. Huh? What? What's your name, dear? Ozzy. You were saying Oh, excuse me. What?
Does it? Round and round she goes.
You gave me this chair. Huh?
Yes.
Bless your heart.
Thank you.
I want you to get a wonderful education. You were always the one that fed the birds with me in the morning. I love you, Ralphie. Go to school, boy. get an education, won't you? Huh?
Yes, I
Funny, earlier this afternoon, I wasn't even thinking of this. Willard.
Yeah. Beautiful.
This is a lovely kid. Stick your hands up. I hope you flunk.
Granny?
What is it?
How does it feel to be 100 years old?
Well, I kiss a lot slower.
Hey, Granny, in all your years, what was your fondest experience?
Was sitting in a... Oh. Almost threw me a curve. No, I used to love to go out on a summer night and throw mixed fruit at the northern lights. Isn't that funny? Or sticking marshmallows in a ground squirrel. What, dear?
Danny Frickert, I want to know, what's your most terrifying experience you've ever had?
Oh, what a dramatic reading. Probably. Up to me, dear. Probably my most terrifying was when the fourth mister took me out one day. It was a hot summer day and pushed my face down on the hot highway and made me sing tenderly out of the side of my face. He had a warped sense of humor, child. Don't let that ever happen to you. Never, 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 never.
Granny?
What is it, my dear?
Who's the most unforgettable character you've ever met?
Florence Nightingale. Yes, she fixed a robin's wing in flight. I used to shine Teddy Roosevelt's glasses just before he'd say charge and go up San Juan. Long before your time, my child.
Get your hands off me.
Granny, would you tell us your formula for living to a ripe old age?
Oh, yes, child. I remember you. You're the boy that's down at the grocery.
That's right.
Remember I used to come in, you were just about that high. And I used to sink one into you. Drive one right into your face. You just smiled and became a preacher. Bless you, my boy. Get rid of that. Let me read you this little poem that I wrote. Who's that playing? Listen to this, Willard. We'll have some sauce later on. But now that I've had fun, I'll tell you the truth. It's a mighty sad feeling when you've lost your youth. My hair's caught here and my neck is up. So the one thing that keeps me young as a child is your friendship. To know you love old Maude Frickert. Now it's time for me to go upstairs and hit the pad. So you want to go?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You like your presents, Granny? Have 100 more years.
Thank you for all those useless gifts.
Use them good enough.
They never leave.
I thought they'd never leave.
What's come over you?
Don't forget, Maude, you promised me Saturday a week ago that on your birthday we'd do it just once.
Willard, you've had too much party cake. All right, I said we'd twist, and we will.
All right.
Just once, Willard, and then you've got to go home.
All right.
All right. There you go.
To test the new Scripto Wordmaster ballpoint pen, we took the Wordmaster to Midtown Manhattan and invited people to try it. In 5 days, 1,854 people used this single Wordmaster pen, and it hasn't skipped or run dry yet. The Wordmaster has the largest ink supply of most any dollar ballpoint pen and a special skip-proof tungsten ball. The new long-writing Wordmaster pen, only $1 and only by Scripto. Scripto makes all kinds of pens and pencils for all kinds of people, from 29 cents to $1.98. Mechanical pencils, memo pens, ink cartridge fountain pens, the new Wordmaster pen, and the new Scripto tilt-tip pen, which naturally costs a little more. Scripto, makers of fine pens, pencils, and the View Lighter.
A friend of mine, Charlie Schultz, wrote a book about a child's idea of happiness. I love it. I think you will too. Because in it, I think Charles found what happiness is all about. Happiness, for one thing, is a warm puppy. Happiness can be finding out you're not so dumb after all. A little girl and Snoopy. That's what happiness is. Or that little boy with that funny, crazy hat he's got on, just walking through the grass. Or happiness can be tying your shoes. Or it can be found sleeping in your own bed. Or maybe it's just finding someone you like at the front door. To a child, it can even be a chain of paper clips. Or just walking in the grass in your bare feet. You remember when it was an A on your spelling test? Or 3 friends in a sandbox with no fighting? Happiness, well, happiness to adults also. They have their own brand of happiness. As for myself, happiness is coming home, opening that door, and kissing my wife, Eileen. Or our dog, Maude, and my boy, Jay. He'll be 14 this month. Talking about that tree house that we're going to build come next spring. He's a big boy, and he's a good boy. Playing football, he throws a pretty mean pass. I have trouble catching him. Or just in the quiet of an afternoon, looking out. My little daughter, Lucinda. She can be a tough audience at times. We're helping Jay with his tie, getting ready for church. And then in the kitchen, sneaking that extra hot dog I shouldn't have. Or just sitting around in the living room, talking with the family about a lot of things. Lucinda, and Eileen, and Jay, and me. And the four of us on the stairs. Or sneaking down at night to get a little chicken, you know, a little cold fried chicken. Just being around the house. Winter set. And walking up that long stone path, Jay, Lucinda, and myself. That's our happiness. Happiness can be Art Carney, and is, and the Christie Minstrels. Well, that's about it. There's a special kind of happiness for everyone, the young and the old. But perhaps the most special kind of happiness is the happiness of thankfulness and the happiness of hoping that during this past hour, I brought a little happiness to people like you. Good night, everybody.
A Wild Winter's Night was brought to you by Scripto, makers of fine pens, mechanical pencils, and view lighters. Scripto, engineering with imagination. And by Elgen, official timepiece for United Airlines, and now creating the central timing system for Project Apollo. Watch Elgen.